My name is Jasmine Burton, and I will be highlighting the contributions of Jane Addams to the United States. Jane Addams was born September 6, 1860, in Cedarville, Illinois. She was the eighth of 9 children. Her father, John Addams, was a political leader, and her mother was a housewife. In 1881, she graduated from Rockford Female Seminary as a valedictorian of her class. Addams had an interest in pursuing a career in medicine, but due to a poor health and a crooked spine, she was forced to be bedridden for 6 months. During the 6 months, even though she was sick, she traveled to Europe with her best friend, Alan G. Starr, to visit a settlement house in Toynbee Hall. The visit to the settlement house motivated Addams to create her own settlement home in Chicago. As expected, the Hall House was created in 1884. It was a rundown mansion that belonged to a man named Charles Hall. The primary sources of assistance was helping European immigrants have a better life. The first programs of the Hall House consisted of a daycare center, kindergarten, boys club, and a coffee shop. Since these services were provided, women would take more control of their lives by education and careers. The Hall House influenced positive community involvement. Also, in this era, Chicago slums were dreadful and unsanitary. Addams launched a campaign against sweatshops and better working conditions. Her determination resulted in Illinois passing a workshop and factory bill which banned taking advantage of minors in workplace in 1893. The first juvenile court was set in Chicago due to Addams' fight against young immigrants committing crimes. The first probation officers were Hall House staff members. In 1931, a Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to the social worker, feminist, and internationalist Jane Addams. Her creation of Hall House, support of trade unions, and winning suffrage for women made her worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize. During World War I, she organized the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, which eventually ended the war. This non-profit organization works to bring together women of different political and religious backgrounds to work for permanent peace. Later in 1955, the National Association of Social Workers was created, which enhances the professional growth of social workers. Many may wonder, how did Jane Addams really make an impact in the United States? Well, Jane Addams created and developed the profession of social work. Social workers aid individuals and families who require social service assistance. In reality, they deal with the people who need assistance to keep them functional in the world. Social workers are advocates and community organizers that give the voiceless a voice and keep the society together. They deal with the outcasts in society, such as the poor, oppressed, and racial minorities, and provide them with the services to a better life. Today, people underestimate the importance of social workers. If the United States did not have social workers, vulnerable children would not be protected. Patients would not understand diagnosis or adjustments to a new lifestyle. Some people also don't know that social workers help doctors understand how diseases affect their patients, emotionally, and mentally. Social workers are needed in this world because they help and deal with the people that others shy away from. There are real people and real problems in this world that social workers deal with on a day-to-day basis. As mentioned before, many colleges in the United States offer social work education, such as Michigan State, Florida State University, and many more. Social workers will always be needed, and employment of social workers is expected to grow 25% from 2010 to 2020. Jane Addams' ethics and values became the basic of the 100-year-old social work profession. Her desire to rectify what society believed were gross and unjust differences in the opportunities available to the different social classes. In 1931, a Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to the social worker, feminist, and internationalist Jane Addams. Her creation of Hull House, support of trade unions, and winning suffrage for women made her worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize.